Once upon a time, in a quiet suburb of a small town, there stood a house that remained unoccupied for many years. The legend said that something terrible happened in this house, which drove away everyone who wanted to settle within its walls. But these are just rumors, stories that have been passed down from generation to generation. One day, on a rainy autumn evening, a young couple, David and Emily, decided to check how true these stories are. They had heard a lot about the house and decided that it was an excellent subject for research. With flashlights and camera in hand, they entered an old mansion full of cobwebs and saturated with the smell of desolation. Inside, the house turned out to be even more sinister than they expected. Old furniture pieces and shabby wallpaper created a gloomy atmosphere. Arriving on the second floor, they found a closed door at the end of a dark corridor. Emily was always curious, and David, in order to impress her, suggested that they try to open the door. The door resisted, as if wanting to remain closed forever. But after several attempts, she finally gave in, and a dark room opened in front of them. The light from the lantern did not penetrate very far inside, and they could not see anything in the depths. As they entered, the air in the room became increasingly dense, as if the space itself was awaiting their arrival. Then, a rustling sound came from the darkness and Emily screamed. David immediately turned around and waved his flashlight in the direction, but in the darkness, there was nothing but their own shadows. They laughed at themselves and their fears, deciding that they had indulged too much in the atmosphere of the old house. They continued their exploration, looking around the room, but something inside did not give them peace. It felt like someone or something was watching them from dark corners. Suddenly, David's flashlight flickered and went out. They were left in complete darkness. Emily grabbed David's hand, and they began to feel the air getting heavier around them. They heard some whispering, quiet and inaudible, that filled the room. Panic overtook them, and they rushed towards the door through which they had entered. But the door was locked. Their efforts were in vain. They began banging on the door and shouting, but no one responded to their screams. The whisper became louder, as if calling them into the darkness. Suddenly, hands shrouded in shadows came out of the darkness and grabbed Emily by the shoulders. She screamed in horror, trying to escape the grip of the invisible creature. David rushed to help, but his hands passed through Emily's body as if she were a ghost. They both felt something pull them deeper into the room, into the dark depths. They screamed and cried, but there was no help. At the last moment before the darkness swallowed them, they heard a voice whisper, "Welcome to my world." Since then, no one has appeared in the house. It continued to stand empty and abandoned, as if swallowed up by the darkness that lay behind the door of the dark room. And now, whoever goes there will not come back.